Oh, welcome back to Atwood's Garage. Back in the shop again. Do have my Turbo 400 case here at the shop. Got mounted up in the vise. I do a lot of parts still at my work. I'm gonna get the forward drum, direct drum, and I need to pull the center section out here yet. I'll put all new seals in that, but I got the press at the shop that I can do that with. You can see it's all painted up. I do have the rear gear all taken care of, all the rear assembly, all that's ready to go. I'll pull it back out real quick so I can take that piece out, take it to work, and get the seals put in tomorrow. That'll get the back half done. Still waiting on a few pieces. Intermediate ring. Anyway, wife stopped in. Like I said, the case is excuse my phone here. Case is ready to reassemble. I'm gonna say I just got I'm waiting on a few things yet. So the intermediate snap ring, I got some cap plugs coming, or freeze plugs coming to fill the speedometer, and the kickdown, which I won't need either. So those are gonna get capped off. And I've got a plug for the modulator, and then I'm just gonna flip the governor cover to keep it covered up because I won't need it anymore. I do have my fitting in here for my hose, breather hose, but then I do some cleaning the shop. But today, since it's going to be in the 50s today, well, I'd like to be playing with my rig. I'm going to start messing with this little Grand Cherokee over here. My daughter's WJ. She wrecked it last year. Tore it up pretty hard. I mean, to the point where she literally bent the axle, broke the sector shaft and the steering box, and bent pretty much everything. Well, I've sorted it out as best I can. I've squared out the frame mount on the one side. On the passenger side, I've got tweaked. I've straightened it out as best I can. I've got a new axle underneath of it, new steering box in it. Still need to pull the cover off of it and check ratios, make sure it's the same as the back. I do have the old axle, so I can just look at the numbers and see if it makes sure it's the same ratio. If not, like I said, I do have the old axle. I can move the ring and pinion over if I need to. I'm hoping not to. It's not a big deal, but I've got enough stuff to do. But I picked up some Rough Country lower control arms, adjustable, with a Euro joint on the end and a new track bar. Figured that way I can at least square the axle back up to the chassis enough that she can drive it around town until she gets enough money to buy something else or decide what she wants to do with it. It's got some wasn't in bad shape until she wrecked it, but it's got 209,000 on it, I think, right now. It's got a really nice running 4-liter in it. It is all-wheel drive, so I definitely have to make sure the ratios are the same. We'll try to tear the transfer case out of it. Got some Gladiator takeoffs on it. Put those on last year. And let's get started here. Alright, we're back. I've got the front end jacked up on stands. Wheels off. Now, I always like tossing the wheels underneath of it. Any vehicle I'm working on. Just as a safety deal. One of the reasons it would roll, or fall off the jacks, at least I got something between the ground and the vehicle and me, so I don't become a squish point. This side's good. It's the other side that's actually pushed back a bit on the mount. I did measure the wheels. I know the difference. It's about 5/8 of an inch. It's not perfect, but it's about as best as I'm going to get this mount pulled forward. I'm going to try it once I get the control arm off to see if I can put something in there, vice grips, a clamp or something, try to get some of the buckle out of it still. Maybe I can get another 1/4 inch out of it or something, get a little closer, get a little less of the difference. But that's why I have the adjustable control arms. I can adjust as necessary to make it square the chassis again. And then once that's done, I can measure the side to side, put my track bar in, and get the axle centered. front to back and left to right. Let's continue. So I've got my porta power out. Get in here. As you can see, my mount's pretty tore up. So I'm gonna try to push it around as best I can. Ugh. And once I do that, get squared out as best I can, I'll cut some metal, clean all that up, weld in some reinforcement pieces, and hopefully it'll stay put. This isn't a correct fix or a long-term fix. This is just to get her back on the road so she can get back and forth to work, because she's been bumming rides for a good while now. It should be all right once I get everything squared up and reinforced. We don't know what we're going to do with this yet. She's been talking about maybe turning into a dedicated trail pig, at which point I can go ahead and make long arms for it, and that ends the entire issue there. But we'll see what happens. Let's get back at getting this mount fixed. Oh. Got my porta power out, pushed around it. Mount as best I can. Got it better than what it was. Got my ratchet strap out. Pulling this axle forward. Where I got my control arm set to the length I want. See what happens here. Fun, fun, fun. At least it's a nice day today. All right. I now have both control arms in. They're both adjusted to the lengths that I wanted. I'm gonna have to tighten them up, grease everything and all that. Still got the track bar to do. But we'll get the wheels back on. Take a measurement with my carpenter square. Tape measure to see how close I am, see if I need to make any further adjustments. Now welcome back. Got the control arms on. We'll do a few more adjustments to get square to the chassis. Seems to be better. I got a bit of a growl, but I need to check the gear ratio in that front axle, make sure it matches the back axle. And it may need bearings, I don't know. Worse, I'll just disconnect the front drive shaft. But anyway, my son's coming in, pulling in my old Cherokee. He did a bolt strip out on the bell housing for the starter, so we'll crawl underneath it, put a nutsert in there, get that starter taken care of. Driveway. Had to put an insert in the bell housing for the starter on my old Jeep, my son's Jeep now. Got that taken care of. Got the control arm fit in my daughter's car. I still got to get her, make some adjustments there, make sure it's all square. I'm off about 1/4 inch. Get that taken care of later. The sun's behind the house, starting to cool off. It is mid-February. Well, I guess, what is it, 20th, something like that. So yeah, it's still February. But stay tuned. We'll get back on the Turbo 400 build. Get that assembled this week, or start to get that assembled this week, and stay tuned. We'll be back.